Some of the same things and some new things.
Mm-hmm. Measles vaccine active.
The measles vaccine, probably had measles vaccine at some time in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Still.
Would that have been active if I had a, that's a good thing. If
Well,
I was exposed to measles, for instance, 8 or 10 weeks ago, would that mean it's active, fighting off something that would have...
that could very well be.
That happened.
Okay, and that could be why we're...
My niece got measles.
So you were exposed to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing in the aspect it's doing its job. It's a bad thing in the fact that, you know, there's a big movement of people saying vaccines are not good.
Yeah, well...
And we're infecting ourselves with disease, to cure disease. And, you know, there's a lot of people that will not vaccinate their kids.
Because they'd rather cope with the disease.
Right.
I guarantee you I don't want measles at this age. Because their secondary ramifications at our age are a whole lot different than if you're a kid at 7 or 8, 9 or 10.
Did you ever have it?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Do you need to have a vaccine if you've already had measles?
Well, there's two kinds, right?
Yeah.
There's
German and the regular measles?
yeah.
The regular ones, the bad ones.
I actually had German measles, but not till I was in my 20s, middle 20s.
I was a kid, I had German. It's like you got red spots for 3 days, high fever. Affected my vision.
You might turn around and say, see that.
Yeah, right. We got, you know, have sudden cravings for sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I'm making a double.
That's the one that affects
Beautiful
pregnant
way of
women.
saying, look at that one again, look at that one again.
I never had any measles. Nor shots.
No.
conclusion you're drawing off some, there's not going to be get out of the horticulture business.
You know, it's going to be watching what you're doing and then maybe taking, you know, some formulas. Getting this test will tell you if you're cleaning it out. Yes.
Well, we'll talk more about formula when we get through it. Didn't punch those up that time. Because
We only found, here's what we found, in the, that allergy point was all these the heavy metals, pesticides, food preservatives. In the fibrous tissue, we found the vaccinations, the heavy metals, and not as much. We found the duraspan and the
Chloromacquat.
We did not find the lindane. Okay? And we did not find food preservatives. Then we went into the bladder, and we found just heavy metals. So, you know, we're finding different things at different points, but they're kind of starting to form a picture of one of the big things is heavy metals that we're seeing. And that would make sense because a lot of these other things, if, for example, pesticides and some of this other stuff got as far as the bladder, most likely the body would be able to get rid of it. Heavy metals will tend to set in the bladder. So, now what I want to do is I'm going to go back to
Okay.
Now we're going to run a biological score. We're going to determine how deep these toxins are. What is your toxic load? We do that on a scale of 1 to 21, 21 being the worst, 1 or 0 being the best. And we're basically trying to see what the toxic levels are. If we see a very minute toxic level, then not a big deal. And I used this more back before I got involved with perfect science when I was using just homeopathy. If I had somebody that was very toxic and they showed up a solid 1 to 21, and I tried a fast detox with homeopathics, I would send them to such a healing crisis. They were hating me. They were quitting the whole program, and they weren't going to comply. So therefore, it was doing no good. So we started cutting back the dosages if they were, and gauge it based on this. And what we find here is if we found something very toxic, instead of giving them 10 drops 3 times a day, we might give them 1 drop twice a day to start off if they're that toxic. And even at that, they might start feeling some healing crisis, which can be upset stomach, it can be diarrhea, joint pain, lightheadedness, fogginess, a lot of different things when you start moving toxins through the body. Because what happens is these toxins are stored somewhere in the body, fat, fibrous tissue, joints. And as they're stored there, they're kind of forgotten about. They will cause a disease, but the body, the entire circulatory system does not have to worry about them. When we start pulling them out in the detox, and throwing them back into general circulation, and if they can't get out quick enough, will wreak havoc on the body from, you know, a wide range of different things, depending on where they're at and where they're coming out and lodging again. So what we found with the formula is, number one, because of the amount of water that you're drinking, is helping to flush them out. And these formulas basically have an affinity of encapsulating the toxins and then flushing them out of the body, so the body doesn't recognize it as a toxin, and it's just pulling it right out. So, that we will go.
That's a process I'm completely familiar with.
Okay.
Like we've had to explain that encapsulation a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Back to this finger here.
Mesenchyme as well.
What's that?
Mesenchyme is again as well.
Mesenchyme is it's called deep mesenchymal tissue. It's a tissue within the body that is what they call deep tissue in the fibrous. It's a fibrous tissue. It's not a muscle tissue. It's a fibrous tissue. And mesenchyme at these dilutions is basically what the makers of this type of equipment have all determined to check a biological score. That was actually stolen from the old Vega testing, which has been around for 30, 40 years. Vega machine. It was eventually outlawed in this country, but it's still used widely in other countries. But they actually took some of the Vega filters, they call them, and used them in this software. Alright, so on a scale of that, like I said, 1 to 21, you are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're less than half. Not bad. I see a lot of people that are up around the 18, 19, 20, 21 range. We've had that one girl that was down from Maine with cancer. She had all 21 plus, when you go into these carcinogens and serinoms, she was loaded with those also. But of course the girl's got cancer.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so she's going to be a toxic mess. But with this, it just kind of gives us an idea. And again, not actually that necessary with the formulas, but I still do it because it's good to show the patient, here's what you look like today. A month from now,